What if I told you that right now, as you're listening to this, there are thousands of six-figure jobs sitting empty because companies can't find qualified people to fill them? And here's the kicker. These jobs don't require a 4-year degree. In fact, some of the highest earners I know never set foot in a college classroom. Welcome to Wealthwing Financial, where we reveal the financial truths that mainstream media won't tell you. I'm your host, and today we're exposing the six-figure career paths that companies desperately need filled but rarely advertise openly. Why? Because they're still stuck in outdated hiring practices, posting degree required when what they really need are skills that you can learn in months, not years. Before we dive in, let me be crystal clear about something. This isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or overnight success. These are legitimate career paths that require dedication, skill development, and strategic positioning. But unlike traditional degree paths that saddle you with $50,000 to $200,000 in debt, these routes let you earn while you learn.
Part 1. The million-dollar myth of college. Let's start with some hard truths. The average college graduate in 2024 carries $37,000 in student loan debt. That's just the average. Many carry far more. Meanwhile, 41% of recent college graduates are working in jobs that don't require a degree. Think about that. They're paying off massive loans for credentials they're not even using. But here's what they don't teach in school. The skills gap in America has created a golden opportunity. According to the latest labor statistics, there are over 2 million skilled trade positions unfilled. Tech companies are hiring boot camp graduates over computer science majors. Sales organizations are paying top dollar for results, not resumes. The game has changed, but most people are still playing by the old rules. Today, I'm going to show you the new playbook.
Part 2. The Power Sector Gold Rush. Commercial Divers. Let's start with one of the most overlooked six-figure careers, commercial diving. I'm not talking about teaching tourists to scuba dive in the Caribbean. I'm talking about underwater welding, infrastructure inspection, and offshore oil rig maintenance. Here's the reality. Entry-level commercial divers start at $50,000 to $80,000. But here's where it gets interesting. Underwater welders? They're pulling in $100,000 to $200,000 annually. Some specialized divers working on nuclear power plants or hazardous materials can earn up to $300,000. The path? A commercial diving certification takes 6 to 12 months and costs between $15,000 and $25,000. Compare that to a 4-year degree costing $100,000 plus. Within 2 years, you could be out-earning college graduates who are still paying off loans. I recently spoke with Jake Martinez, a 28-year-old commercial diver from Louisiana. Jake was working retail 5 years ago, making $12 an hour. Today, he's clearing $145,000 a year doing underwater inspections for oil companies. His exact words were, "I spent half my time underwater and the other half counting money I never thought I'd see." But let me be transparent, this isn't easy work. It's physically demanding, sometimes dangerous, and requires strong problem-solving skills. But if you're willing to put in the work, the money is there.
Part 3. The Digital Gold Rush. Tech sales without tech degrees. Now, let's talk about one of the most lucrative fields hiding in plain sight, tech sales, specifically software as a service, SaaS sales. Here's what companies don't want you to know. They care more about your ability to sell than your ability to code. I've watched 23-year-olds with no degree out-earn software engineers because they understood one simple principle. Companies pay for revenue generation. Entry-level SaaS sales development representatives, SDRs, start at $50,000 to $70,000 base salary. But here's the kicker. With commissions, They're making $80,000 to $100,000 in year one. Account executives, they're pulling $150,000 to $250,000. Enterprise sales reps? I personally know several making $300,000 to $500,000 annually. The path is surprisingly straightforward. Companies like Salesforce, MongoDB, and countless startups offer paid training programs. They'll literally pay you to learn. Online programs like Course Careers or Victory Lap can get you interview ready in 6 to 8 weeks for under $500. Sarah Chan is a perfect example. She was a bartender 3 years ago, struggling to make ends meet. She took a free online sales course, practiced cold calling for 30 days, and landed an SDR role at a startup. Year 1, $85,000. Year 2, promoted to account executive, making $145,000. Year 3, she's at $210,000 and just bought her first investment property. The secret? Sales is a skill, not a talent. It can be learned, measured, and improved. And in the digital economy, good salespeople are worth their weight in gold.
Part 4. The infrastructure boom. Air traffic controllers. Here's a career path that most people don't even know exists as an option. Air traffic control. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, is facing a massive shortage and they're hiring aggressively. Starting salary? $35,000 during training. But here's where it gets interesting. After training, controllers start at $50,000 to $70,000. Within 5 years, you're looking at $100,000 to $130,000. Senior controllers at busy airports, they're making $150,000 to $185,000 plus federal benefits that would make private sector workers jealous. Requirements? You need to be under 31 to start. Yes, there's an age limit, pass a medical exam, and complete the FAA Academy training. No degree required, though they give preference to military veterans and those with aviation experience. Michael Thompson, a controller I interviewed, put it this way: I dropped out of college after 2 years, $40,000 in debt. Now I'm making $165,000 a year, have a federal pension, and I'm home every night. My college friends are still paying off loans and making half what I do. The catch? It's high-stress work with zero margin for error. The training is intensive, and not everyone makes it through. But for those who do, it's a golden ticket to the middle class and beyond.
Part 5. The Energy Revolution. Wind turbine technicians. With the renewable energy boom, wind turbine technicians are becoming the new oil workers. And the money is following the demand. Entry-level wind techs start at $45,000 to $55,000. But here's the acceleration. Within 3 to 5 years, experienced techs are making $75,000 to $95,000. Traveling specialists and those willing to work offshore, they're pulling in $100,000 to $130,000. The training? Technical schools offer 2-year certificates for under $20,000. Some companies like Vestas and GE offer paid apprenticeships. You're literally earning while learning. Here's what's really driving demand. The U.S. plans to install 30 gigawatts of offshore wind by 2030. That requires 44,000 new workers. Right now, we have less than 5,000 qualified techs. Do the math. Supply and demand are creating massive opportunities. Jessica Rodriguez started as a wind tech at 22 after a 6-month technical program. 5 years later, she's a lead technician, making $115,000, traveling the country and saving 40% of her income. Her secret? I went where the money was, not where everyone else was going.
Part 6.
The logistics boom, transportation and supply chain. The pandemic exposed something critical. Our supply chain runs on skilled workers, and there aren't enough of them. This shortage has created unprecedented opportunities. Truck drivers with hazmat certifications are making $80,000 to $100,000. Owner-operators who understand business basics, they're clearing $150,000 to $250,000. But here's the overlooked opportunity. Logistics coordinators and supply chain managers without degrees. Companies are so desperate for people who understand supply chain management that they're hiring based on experience and certifications, not degrees. An Apex certification costs $1,500 and can land you a $70,000 job. Within 5 years, supply chain managers are making $100,000 to $150,000. David Park started loading trucks at Amazon. He took free online courses in supply chain management, got his Apex certification, and moved into coordination. 3 years later, he's managing regional logistics for a Fortune 500 company, making $125,000. No degree, just strategic skill development.
Part 7. The elite skills, executive protection, and cybersecurity. Now let's talk about two fields where specialized skills command premium prices: executive protection and cybersecurity. Executive protection specialists, professional bodyguards for high net worth individuals and corporations, start at $75,000. Experienced specialists, they're making $100,000 to $150,000. Those working for ultra-high net worth families or celebrities can earn $200,000 plus. The path involves military or law enforcement experience, plus specialized training that costs $5,000 to $15,000. But here's the opportunity. As wealth inequality grows, demand for protection grows. It's Economics 101. Cybersecurity is even more lucrative. Entry-level security analysts with certifications but no degree start at $70,000 to $90,000. Within 5 years, you're looking at $120,000 to $180,000. Specialized penetration testers and security architects, they're commanding $200,000 to $300,000. The beauty of cybersecurity? You can learn it online. Certifications like CompTIA Security Plus cost $400. The OSCP certification that can land you a 6-figure job, it's $1,500. Compare that to a computer science degree. Marcus Williams was working help desk support for $18 an hour. He studied for certifications at night, built a home lab, and practiced on bug bounty programs. 2 years later, he's a security engineer making $135,000. His investment? Less than $3,000 in certifications in equipment.
Part 8. The strategy. How to position yourself. Now that you know the opportunities, let's talk strategy. Because knowing about these jobs and actually landing them are two different things. First, understand this. Companies hire for skills and potential, not pedigree. Your job is to demonstrate both. Here's the playbook. Step 1. Choose your path. Pick one area and go deep. Don't try to learn 5 things at once. Master one valuable skill set. Step 2. Invest in targeted learning. Whether it's a certification, boot camp, or apprenticeship, invest in specific, job-relevant training. This isn't about general education. It's about marketable skills. Step 3. Build proof of work. Create a portfolio. Get certifications. Document projects. In sales, record yourself doing mock calls. In tech, build projects. In trades, document your work with before and after photos. Step 4.
Network strategically. Join industry-specific groups on LinkedIn. Attend trade shows. Connect with people already doing the work. Most high-paying jobs are never posted publicly. Step 5. Start before you're ready. Apply for jobs when you're 70% qualified, not 100%. Companies are hiring for potential. Show them you can learn and grow.
Part 9. The money management crucial point. Here's where most people fail. They get the high-paying job, but maintain broke person habits. Don't be most people. When you jump from $40,000 to $100,000, your lifestyle shouldn't double. Your savings should. Here's the Wealthwing formula. Live on 60% of your income, save 25% for emergencies and opportunities, invest 15% in index funds or real estate. This isn't about deprivation, it's about building wealth while others are building debt. The commercial diver making $145,000 who lives like they make $75,000, they're financially free in 10 years. The one who buys the $80,000 truck, they're still working at 65.
Part 10. The hard truths nobody tells you. Let me be brutally honest about these paths. Physical demands. Many of these jobs are physically harder than office work. Your body is your tool. Maintain it. Irregular schedules. Oil rig workers might work 14 days on, 14 days off. Wind techs travel constantly. Factor this into your life planning. Continuous learning. Technology changes, regulations update. You must keep learning or become obsolete. Market cycles. Oil booms and busts. Construction has seasons. Build your emergency fund accordingly. Social perception. Some people will judge you for not having a degree. Your bank account won't care about their opinions.
Part 11. Your next 90 days. If you're serious about pursuing one of these paths, here's your 90-day action plan. Days 1 through 30. Research and decide. Research 3 potential paths deeply. Talk to people actually doing the work. Calculate the real ROI of training costs versus earning potential. Choose one path to pursue. Days 31 through 60. Skill development. Enroll in training or certification programs. Start building your network in the industry. Create your LinkedIn profile optimized for your new direction. Begin documenting your learning journey. Days 61 through 90. Market entry. Apply for entry-level positions or apprenticeships. Attend industry events or job fairs. Connect with recruiters specializing in your field. Practice interviewing and selling your potential. Remember, 90 days from now, you could be on a completely different trajectory. Or you could be in the same place, wishing you had started.
Conclusion. The choice is yours. Here's the bottom line. The American dream isn't dead. It just looks different than your parents told you. It's not about a corner office and a degree on the wall. It's about valuable skills, strategic thinking, and financial discipline. Every path I've shared today has thousands of unfilled positions. Companies need skilled workers more than workers need companies, but only if you have the skills they value. The question isn't whether these opportunities exist. The question is whether you'll take action. Will you invest 6 to 12 months in learning a valuable skill? Will you put aside ego and start at the bottom of a new field? Will you manage your money wisely when the checks start coming? Because here's the final truth. In 5 years, you'll be 5 years older regardless. You can be 5 years older with valuable skills and a 6-figure income, or 5 years older still complaining about the system. The ladder to wealth hasn't disappeared. It's just in a different place than where most people are looking. Now you know where to find it. The only question left is, will you climb it? This is Wealthwing Financial, where we don't just talk about building wealth, we show you exactly how to do it. If this episode opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, your income is not your identity, but it is your tool for building the life you want. Choose your tools wisely. Until next time, keep building, keep learning, and keep growing your wealth.